everybody, it's Victor again from the Retired Guys. So today I'm going to show you how to make
buttercream topping.
Buttercream frosting. I'm going to show you how to make buttercream frosting. Thank James, I had a brain fart for a second.
Brain freeze.
Brain fart, same thing.
Okay.
Buttercream frosting. I'm making chocolate buttercream frosting. It would be the same way, except you would leave out the cocoa. So I'm going to show you what you need to make the buttercream frosting. You can use a hand mixer on this. I just don't have a really huge bowl. I mean, I do have a big bowl, but I wanted it to be glass so you could see. So I'm going to be using my stand mixer because it's easier to make it, because a lot of each individual ingredients goes in, so it's better if I just use the stand mixer. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can use a hand mixer. So basically what you're going to need is 5 sticks of butter. That's 2.5 cups at room temperature. And what you're going to do is let me tell you the ingredients first. You need 5 sticks of butter at room temperature. Unsalted. You're going to need also basically a 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. You're going to need some vanilla extract. And you're going to need 7 cups, 2 pounds of powdered sugar. Sounds like a lot, but that's how you make buttercream frosting. The first thing you do is you take all your frosting. Let me get my spatula. Okay, so you're going to take all your butter, all your butter, your room temperature butter, and you're going to just put that in your stand mixer. I'm going to make sure all that butter goes in there. And basically what you want to do is, I'm going to bring this closer. You're going to bring it down, and you're just going to mix it on low for a while. You basically want to mix this butter until it gets very creamy and until it gets light, and it's going to change color. It's actually going to get much lighter than this. Okay, so this has been on for a while, and I'll show you what it looks like, what it's supposed to look like. If you notice, it lost its yellow color. It's more like a pale color now, and that's exactly what you're looking for. And it's very smooth, rich, and creamy. So now the next step is we are going to add the sugar. So you're going to add 7 cups of sugar, which is exactly 2 pounds. So I just bought a 2-pound bag of sugar, powdered sugar, and add it in quarters. So what you're going to do is, you're going to add just about
a cup and a third, and just incorporate it a little at a time.
And when all of the powdered sugar is incorporated into the butter, then you're going to add more powdered sugar. Every once in a while, what I would suggest you do is just scrape down the bowl. Now this is exactly the way, and now if you wanted to have white buttercream frosting, you wouldn't add the cocoa powder. It would be this color right here. So, but we're going to be doing a dark chocolate cake. So I want to show you how to make a chocolate buttercream. Okay, so I'm going to put the last quarter in. I'll show you what it looks like so far. It looks like white buttercream, exactly what you're looking for, this consistency. You're looking for this consistency. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the last of the powdered sugar. We have the whole bag in.
Oh, it is good.
Yeah. Okay, I just want to spread it around a little so it doesn't splatter. And we're going to do the last of the powdered sugar. Start it off low, because you don't want the powdered sugar to go splashing all over the place. So when you put your powdered sugar in each time, start it off low and then bring it to a higher speed. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to scrape down the bowl again. We're going to make sure that all this powdered sugar is incorporated. Again, remember, the attachment doesn't go all the way to the bottom, so... And I'm making enough... you may be thinking, like, how much buttercream is he making? I'm making enough. Remember, I'm going to be doing 4 cakes, so I need enough buttercream for in between the layers, along the sides and the top. So this is a lot of buttercream. If you want to make it for just two layers of cake, basically you can cut this ingredients in half, and that will give you enough for 2. I'm just making a lot here because I have a big cake that I actually have to frost. So I'm just going to turn this on one more time. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is, if you used unsalted butter, you want to add at least a half a teaspoon of salt. If you used salted butter, you opt out on this. Do not add the salt. But I used unsalted butter, so I'm going to add a half a teaspoon in. So that's about a half a teaspoon in. I'm going to add basically a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Try to get really good extract. So I'm going to add a half a teaspoon in. Okay, I'm also going to add a little extra because I like the vanilla. Actually, the bottle's finished, so I'm going to add the other amount also. Okay, so this bottle's done, but I always have vanilla extract in the house. So bring that down and just combine it all together. So we're going to stop this for a while. We're going to scrape down the sides. Okay, now is the time where you decide if you want chocolate or vanilla. We're doing chocolate, so we're going to add basically the half a cup of cocoa powder, and we're going to put that all in at one time. And you're going to see it's going to go from a white buttercream to a nice dark chocolate. You can use real chocolate if you want to, but there's so much flavor in the powdered chocolate, the cocoa powder, that this is more than enough. But if you feel you want to use real chocolate, I would get semi-sweet chocolate, and I would basically melt it down, and I would add it into your vanilla, and that will give you a nice chocolate buttercream as well. So you can do both. I happen to like using the cocoa powder. So we're going to, look, see, nice. So we're going to scrape this down. Okay, trying to get this off the...
If you would to the white, like a red food color, you can make a red.
You can
red,
actually
right?
make, that's what you do. If you want like a pink buttercream, you would add a drop of red. If you want a green buttercream for St. Patty's Day, you would add a drop of green. You can add a drop of blue. You can make almost any color you want by playing around with red, green, and blue. And those colors, those 3 food colorings, which I have, I keep them in my pantry. I always have them, the red, the yellow, and the blue. With the red, the yellow, and the blue, you can make red, yellow, blue, green, gray, turquoise, mint, yellow, orange, coral, pink, and lavender.
Oh, wow.
So you can make any color. So if you want to do a white buttercream, and then once your cake is frosted and set in the refrigerator for at least 15-20 minutes, you could put a little bit of buttercream on the side, add a little bit of food coloring, change the color, and you can make your decoration in different color. It's all with the same buttercream, but white. And just use the food coloring. We're just making a chocolate buttercream because we're actually putting together a chocolate raspberry cake for James
You promised me to make for the longest time.
So my next video coming up. Today's video is just showing you how to make the buttercream. Okay. To me, this is basically done. I'm going to do the rest by hand. I'm just going to get all this out. There you go. I'm going to actually use my spatula now and do the rest by hand, because I need to get to the very bottom. So you're going to take your attachment off. Let's give it a taste. Oh my God, that is absolutely delicious. So you're going to take your bowl away from your stand mixer, and what I would do is, if you look, I would just start mixing from the bottom up. This is just the last thing that I like to do, because like I said, sometimes the attachment doesn't go all the way to the bottom. If you notice, there's a little bit of white buttercream still. So we want all that to be incorporated into the chocolate. Now, depending on how you want to use the buttercream, if you just want to take a spatula and actually put it on your cake and spread it out with like a spatula, offset spatula, this is fine the way it is. If you want to pipe it, you may have to make it a little bit less thick. I mean, it's still going to be thick, but you want it to be able to put in a piping bag, and you want to be able to pipe it. I'm going to be doing a piping bag. So for me to make it a little bit more manageable, because right now this is like, if I was just doing it where I'm just going to spread it on the cake, then I would just use it the way it is. So what I'm going to do is, now you got 2 to 3 cups of water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of water to my buttercream, and I'm just going to mix it around. Can you see that, Jim?
Yeah.
See, it softens it up a little. But like I said, if you think this is manageable,
I'm going to put in the water.
Then I wouldn't add any more water. So for me, I'm just going to add a drop more water, and I think I'm going to be done. Because for me, I think this is more than enough for piping. If you like buttercream frosting, this recipe is fail-safe. It's foolproof, fail-safe. This is the best recipe to use. Okay? So like I said, I'm making a lot. If you want, you just cut my recipe in half. Okay. So that's the buttercream right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually transfer it into a bowl and show you what it looks like. Okay, so here's the buttercream. It came out absolutely delicious. Again, it is 5 sticks of butter, and it is 7 cups of powdered sugar. It's vanilla, and it's a little bit of water to loosen it up a little so you can actually pipe it. If you're not going to pipe it onto a cake and you're just going to spread it, you don't have to add the water. Just look at the thickness on how you're going to use the buttercream. If you're going to do piping or decoration, you may want to just soften it up a little. And you add a tiny bit of water as you go along. Don't add all your water because you can't take it away. Add a little bit at a time. If you're using unsweetened butter, you want to add that half a teaspoon of butter. If you're using salt. If you're using if you're using salted butter, do not add the extra salt. The salt is already in the butter. So again, this is chocolate. Make it the exact same way, but leave out the cocoa powder. If you want to make it any other color, what I suggest you do is go out and buy some food coloring. All you need is red, yellow, and blue, and it will give you it'll tell you how many drops to put in, and it will make all of those colors you see on the back.
Oh, cool.
You can find this, McCormick's, you can find it in any supermarket. But I also purchased it on Amazon because I do a lot of baking. I actually bought just the red the green and the yellow, and I bought it on the big bottles. So this is also McCormick, but I buy the large bottles because I do a lot of baking. So yeah, that's how you make buttercream. It's great for cakes. It's good for filling. It's absolutely delicious. I'm going to be putting a cake together with buttercream and with the raspberry filling. So I hope you watch for that video coming out soon as well. I hope you like this recipe. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video. If you know anyone that would like a buttercream recipe that you know of, just share the video. And like I say at the end of all my videos, take care of one another. Peace out.